Wanted to do a Casey Mize progression video, going over his career in pitch mix and what I think he will be for the Detroit Tigers. I did this for Matt Manning, so this is the second one. I'll be doing one for Scooble and then a couple of our other young pitchers, and then I will get on to our young batters as well. So we can take a look here at his pitch mix. He's got the slider, four-seam sinker, and split finger, and then also the curveball. So he was drafted from our or to our team for that split finger. He doesn't throw it nearly as much, in my opinion. It's his fourth pitch used. He mainly throws that slider four-seam combo. I do see a couple sinkers mixed in there, stolen for first strikes. But usually when I see him attacking a batter, it's just heavy four-seam slider. And if you see my other videos, you know I don't really love having our pitchers throwing constant four-seam sliders because we have so many of them doing that, especially in our bullpen. I know the slider is one of the best pitches in baseball, but I like to have a little bit of difference with our pitches and our pitchers. But yeah, I like his pitch mix. It's really, really nice pitch mix. He has 5 pitches. That's a little bit different. A lot of pitchers only utilize 3 to 4, and some even 2. They have a third pitch, but they barely even throw it. So he utilizes 5 pretty well. He's thrown over 150 curveballs, so that's still a good amount for the season. We can take a look here at his percentile rankings. Not great stuff, but he is a rookie or a second-year player, but the MLB is making it his rookie season because he didn't pitch much last year, not enough service time, but he has good control of his pitches. He's got nice fastball velo. I would feel his spin on the fastball would be a little bit better than the 23rd percentile, but I guess it's what it's at. This season he has a 7-8 record with a 3.66 ERA, 108 strikeouts and 140 innings, with a 1.14 whip. So he's got a good whip. The ratio innings to strikeouts isn't great. It's not very good, honestly, but I don't think Casey is going to be pitching the same way his whole career. I feel this is going to go up definitely in the next coming years, probably to about even. I don't think he'll ever be like a 250 strikeout guy a year or a 300 like Max and JV. He's more of a smart pitcher. He doesn't really attack guys and just always give your best. He's more technical and he thinks through stuff. A lot of the greats, they throw their best stuff at you and they try to beat you with their best stuff. I think Casey will eventually do that, but I don't think he has necessarily the best stuff to be able to be striking out 250 to 300 every year. But that doesn't mean he's not going to be a really great pitcher in the future. But we can take a look here at his baseball reference. So he went to college at Auburn. Pretty good 3 years in college, yep. So he had a 20-13 record with a 2.96 career in ERA, and then 267 innings and 324 strikeouts. So that's something that I read about him, why we drafted him. He had so many strikeouts to innings. It was a great ratio. It has not been like that in the majors, but like I said earlier, I'm sure it'll go up at least. Another thing that we drafted him for was the walks to strikeouts ratio. I mean, he's already walked 10 more guys in the MLB, and he has 200 less strikeouts. So you can definitely see you can't expect him to be as dominant as he was in college and majors, but I can definitely see his numbers rounding out to something like this in the next coming years. His first season with us, 0-3 with a 7 ERA. He didn't really get his feet wet and pitch a real MLB season because it was the COVID years, a 60-game season. It was just a weird time pitching then, so I'm not going to hold this season to him. This is his real rookie year. This is a great rookie year. We can't really ask for much more from him. We can take a look here at his draft profile. So Casey Mize was 6 foot, 195 pounds, and then his grades on his pitches, we had 60 on the fastball, 60 on the slider, 70 on the splitter, 60 on control, 60 overall. So that splitter, like I said, that's the pitch he was drafted for. It's almost at an A because it's a 20 to 80 scouting scale. It's not to 100. So that splitter was highly regarded coming in. It was the pitch that drafted him. But some things I also wanted to talk about is the last player that we drafted with the number 1 pick. Of course, not Torkelson, but the last pitcher we drafted. So the last guy we drafted was Matt Anderson, as you can see here. Really bad career WAR. we can take a look here at how he went with the Tigers. So he was drafted in the 1997 MLB draft. So almost 20 or 21 years since we drafted Casey, or from we drafted Casey. This guy was a complete bust, so we've definitely already gotten more out of Casey. If we can look at his minors, he had really great minor league numbers, as you can see, and it didn't translate to the MLB. So minor league doesn't always show everything, and I think Casey shows that extra thing in a pitcher where you're really confident when he takes the mound. He has control of the game. He doesn't really get rattled. He can get outs after he gives up runs, and that's something huge in a pitcher that you don't really see in a lot of other first overall picks that we'll take a look at right here. So some other guys that were drafted with the first overall pick, the 2013 and 2014 draft, Brady Aiken and Mark Appel, two pitchers drafted with the first pick. This is pretty recently as well, 6-7 years ago for both of these guys. So I'm just glad Casey did not turn out like these guys. We've already got more production out of him, and we drafted Casey 3 years ago. And these guys got drafted a long, long time ago, and none of them have even made the MLB. So we made the right pick. Casey's been a great player for us, and I'm super happy with him. We can take a look here at some of his splits. So the splits I wanted to point out in general were where is it at? The inning stats. So his inning stats are kind of interesting to see. We can see here the first inning he's usually dominant here with a 1.83 opposing batting average and a 2.67 on base. The second inning he gets a little bit worse, and the third inning he's really good. Fourth inning, So as he kind of progresses, that fourth and fifth inning are his two worst innings, of course, besides the seventh, but he doesn't go there very much, so we won't count that. So these are the two innings he pitches a decent amount. This is where he kind of struggles. So you can expect that in a young pitcher. You can't always expect him to be strong all 6-7 innings. So if anything, this just shows he's dominant when he's fresh and he's ready to go. So this just shows a really positive outlook. Something else we can take a look at here. I brought up the release point for the last 4 years of Casey Mize. So as you can see here, there's a lot of space and the ball is a lot further from his head. Also in this year, it's the same. This is something he learned, I'm guessing, when he came up to the majors. You're about to see a bigger difference in his. So this is when he's in AAA, a lot shorter. The ball is not up here, it's a lot lower, so he has a lot lower of a release point. And then he also, in college, same thing. It's just like this one. So that's something we've taught him new. It's really helped his pitching. It's helped a lot of the drop and break on his pitches. And it's really helped him to locate. And it always is better to have a higher release point with the batter eye. So we can take a look here at some differences in his pitches. Some highlights. That's really nice pitch right there. Get it out at 2.5 speed. Really nice pitch right there. Really good movement on that one. And then we can take a look at this one. Great frame there by our catcher. Good location on the fastball. Not perfect, but good location. So you can see the difference in sort of his windup and his release point at each time. So that was a split finger right there that I love so much. That was a really nice pitch as well. We can take a look here at this one. Swing and a miss. Ooh, that was a really nice pitch as well. This was his no-hitter back in 2019. So you can see the wind-up here. It's a lot different. He has more of a snap to it. It's not as open. He doesn't open his body as much. It's a little bit tighter. You see there. Take a look at some Auburn highlights. Really nice slider right there. So again, he's not opening as much. It's a lot tighter of a pitch, but to do that, he doesn't really locate as well when he's as tight. Okay, so yeah, those are the highlights for Casey. We can come back here at his baseball savant page. Oh, that's Mitch Keller. Jeez, that was one of our other videos. But so yeah, I'm hoping Casey can become our ace for the next 6 to 7 years. I don't know if he'll be in the Tigers organization forever, but I read somewhere he would love to play in New York, so that always scares me. I hate when players say that about big markets, because most likely the big market will be able to pay for them and outbid us. So that really sucks to hear, but I'm sure he'll want to stay in Detroit since we took a chance and drafted on him. He'll be loyal at least for one big contract, I'm hoping. And yeah, let me know what you guys think about Casey, if you think he'll become a ace or what you think will his future career will come to. But I'll be back for another pregame and postgame tomorrow, and we'll do another progression soon.